New level 4 of the Guild Expedition in Forge of Empires! The new level 4 of the Guild Expedition has been published on the player worlds since last Tuesday, July 21st, 2020. The rewards of the platforms have changed again compared to the beta test and are summarized in this image. I have also made this image available for download in the community tab. This is often more pleasant than just quickly in the video. You can see from the green circles where the new kits can be won. The chances are quite good to get 1 or 2 of the new rewards every week. So the incentive is there. But what does 50% more attack and defense power on the computer side really look like? Of course, I have played this through exemplary for 2 ages and summarize my experiences here. Let us start with the Iron Age. For many players, it is important to consider whether an Iron Age battle city is still realistically feasible. We remember that before the change in the Iron Age, almost all platforms were simply feasible with 8 ballistas in auto combat. The computer has hardly any bonus on the first platforms in the Iron Age. Have more is therefore not noticeable at all. Therefore, nothing has changed on the first platforms. The losses to be seen here were the same in the past. They are avoidable if you play manually, but nobody really wants that in the Iron Age Battle City, because it's only supposed to run on the side to deliver diamonds. That shouldn't take much time. The few lost units don't matter at all. As you can see, I even approach platforms with ballistas in auto combat that have a wave of only cavalry. That's actually deadly to ballistas. The losses are correspondingly high, but it works. Only with platform 13 I strongly advise against using ballistas. With 2 heavy infantry and rogues you can win it in automatic fights without losses. I play the last 3 platforms manually because the computer does not always choose its targets in a good order. That becomes unnecessarily expensive and can also go wrong sometimes. Manually, however, it always works. The fact that the computer now has a 60% bonus instead of 40% is hardly noticeable. Actually, not much has changed here either. That's why I let the fights go through extremely fast. We all know these scenarios from many previous guild expeditions, so you can summarize: in the Iron Age, battle cities can continue to be used just as before. And the guild U45 Bande is happy that I can finally contribute something to our common success. Unfortunately, I don't always get the chance to take care of my Iron Age battle city. So, in the lowest age, there are hardly noticeable changes in the fights. What about the highest age, the Space Age asteroid belt? There, the higher bonuses must be massively felt. I deliberately approach the platforms the same way I've been approaching them over the last few weeks, so that I really notice the differences. I still have a certain preference for the units of the Mars Age and only use a few of the new sub-units. This naturally raises the questions of whether this will now take revenge in view of much stronger opponents. However, after the first 2 platforms were so easy to win, I become more self-confident again with the 3rd platform and use there the automatic fight. It works and even get one of the new prizes for it. Now, we all know that the big platforms are of a different caliber, so I am fighting manually again. I like these Steel Wardens of the Mars Age. They are really tough and have a pretty good range. And they get an extra advantage from rocks. Honestly, the fight doesn't feel any different than it did before. Now and then my Kraken strikes. If I made an example solution, I would have made sure it couldn't happen. But these fights would not have been any different without the special effect of the Kraken. Platform 6 is one of the two platforms I approach with the light units of the Mars Age. I don't get a particularly lucky constellation that would allow me to hit many enemies with one shot right at the beginning, but it works. For the first time, I have the impression that I would have lost 2 units less at the earlier level of difficulty. I also like these Sentinels, the fast units of the Mars Age. It's not as loss-free as it used to be, but even against the stronger bonuses, the high attack values of these Sentinels are still completely sufficient. Platform 8 is then predestined for the Sentinels. We know this from many other ages. Against Wave 1, a single flying unit must survive, to then be able to defeat the pure artillery Wave 2 without any problems. The Sentinels master this with ease. Platform 9 then is a second platform where I use the light units of the Mars Age. Actually, this is the same encounter as Platform 6, only the 2 waves are reversed. But that makes it a bit more difficult. But you don't have to worry here either. It works without any problems. Platform 10 I always solved with the Steel Wardens, and it still works. You notice that sometimes enemy units are no longer defeated with 2 hits. This is an effect of the higher bonuses, but beside that, everything is the same. I then reach my limits at Platform 11, whether with Mars units or SAP units. I lose so much against Wave 1 that I can no longer reliably defeat Wave 2. In the old days, 2 Steel Wardens and 6 Rogues were enough. Now it's gone bad. I had to negotiate here. If someone has a good solution for this platform, please post it in the comments below the video. With my bonuses, I have reached the limit here. Platform 12 is actually a platform for the SAP artillery. I simply wanted to know if the attack strength of the Sentinels is still sufficient for this. The result proves it is completely sufficient. I don't dare to make Platform 13 in automatic fights anymore. My approach is the same as before, but I don't trust the automatic battle. The last 3 platforms have always been very simple. I always fight them manually because the computer does not target my opponents in the best order. Otherwise, there's nothing special to consider here. Summing up the new level 4 of the Guild Expedition in the sub, one can say that in view of the now inflationary combat bonuses, almost everything can still be done as usual. Only Platform 11 has shown me my limits. I still have to work on that.